So, with all of the FUD and then all of the surprising entries into the crypto space from some of the world's biggest institutions, well, what do we think is about to happen to the Bitcoin price? Well, let's hear from John E. Deaton what he actually has to say here.
Is that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin is one of the few times in history where the individual kind of front run the industry, if you will, in the hedge funds. And personally, I think the Gensler's attack on crypto is to allow the hedge funds and the Wall Streeters to come in, crash the market. They come in and then
by the way, they do that with the stock market.
And what I think was happening.
So for me, guys, it would be in your best interest. And if you're in crypto today, you are ahead of these hedge funds. You're miles ahead. So yeah, you're in a very, very good position right now. Even if they crash crypto, just buy some more, okay? Because you can see that they are definitely interested and they are definitely going to make huge amounts of liquidity flow into the space. Let's see what the rest of the video is all about. We'll see you inside. How's it going? What's up and what's happening there? Bless beautiful souls. Kiara Cash here today. Welcome to the Crypto Bliss Show. Thanks for being here with me once again on the channel. I do appreciate every single one of you blessed, beautiful beings. Thanks for all of my beautiful subscribers on the channel. Guys, I was meant to post a video for you this morning, but I had some trouble with the editing of that video, so it's busy. Currently being downloaded from the edit right now, so you'll see that video at 6:30 tonight. Make sure to hit the notification bell so that you guys know when that video is released. It's going to be awesome, that video, so make sure to go and smash the thumbs up right there. Guys, in the meantime, I have a lot of news to get through and I don't have a lot of time, so hopefully this video is powerful and impactful for you. I've got a lot of other videos and a lot of content to share with you, so let us go and just check what is happening out there in the world today, because obviously we have a whole bunch of beautiful energy that is happening, but of course at the end of the day we just need to make sure that we are all in the most beautiful space possible. So just very simple today. I'm not going to go through the list, but we are still sitting at a $1.114 trillion market cap, 31.5 billion in trading volume. The fear and greed index is back up at 49, and the crypto bubbles, it seems like there is quite a bit in the kind of negative at the moment. So a lot of stuff has been in the negative other than Custa and Stacks, and that's pretty much it. So let us go and show you some of the news that's out there today, guys, because this is very, very powerful. So first little bit of news. IMF official presents the blueprint for cross-border CBDCs. The organization wants to help cut the cost of cross-border transactions without abandoning compliance checks and capital controls. Tobias Adrian, director of IMF's Monetary and Capital Markets Department, said. Wow, interesting. So our blueprint for a new class of platforms would enhance and should ensure greater interoperability, efficiency, and safety in cross-border payments, as well as in domestic financial markets. Adrian said in a speech given in Rabat, Morocco, the cost, sluggishness, and opacity meaning clarity of cross-border payments comes from limited infrastructure. So basically what they're saying in this document, if you want to go and read this document, then you guys are welcome to, but basically this document was stating that the IMF are committed to creating CBDCs for cross-border payments and basically essentially involving SWIFT, which is what we know is to be our cross-border payments at the moment. But the IMF isn't really playing the game quite nicely. We have a whole bunch of interesting articles out here that I'm going to read to you. So exploring cross-border payments and domestic payment contracting platforms. Joint IMF Bank Al Maghrib high-level policy roundtable on central banking digital currencies. This is the speech from him. So here's the whole speech, but yeah, basically the future of cross-border payments is cross-border payments are more complicated than payments made within a single country. They involve the exchange of value between parties located in different jurisdictions and subject to different laws. No shit, Sherlock. Framework of the XCC platform settlement layer, programming layer, information management layer, governance. Governance is pretty interesting. Implement capital flow management measures and continue to intervene in their foreign exchange markets when needed. So they will intervene. Okay. with CBDCs. Extract, aggregate information on capital flows to assist policymaking and detect fragilities. That's a bunch of rubbish, guys. In other words, what they're saying to us here is that they literally are going to create the CBDCs, and what will happen is the CBDCs will essentially have control over the money that's being transmitted from one country to another country, and effectively they think they're going to resolve disputes, but essentially they're probably going to create a little bit more disputes, because cryptocurrency is meant to be a freedom essentially, and CBDCs are not freedom. CBDCs are governing, and that there is a conclusion that the CBDCs are actually there to very interestingly make, and now this was made on June 19th, so this was yesterday. This is the man that said it. So if you guys want to talk about this man, Tobias Adrian. Yeah, guys, this is the actual IMF Monetary Fund website. Let's go and have a quick squiz at an article, 2 or 3 articles. So this is Professor Duffy explains how CBDC could simplify cross-border payments. So this is a simplification of how it can help, but it won't necessarily help society, like people like yourself necessarily, where we're looking to be free and off the system, because right now that is what we're looking for. So
now it's a very slow, expensive system. Alice, if she's customer 1 of Bank 1 in first country, and Bob is customer 2 of Bank 6 in the second country, then they need to find linking banks, correspondent banks, and all of the AML KYC checks for legality of payments have to be done. There's lots of delays, lots of frustration. If you've ever made a payment cross-border using banks, I'm sure you know what I mean. And stablecoins have a potentially important role to play here, because they can make this much simpler.
So before I carry on with the video, just make sure that you know that this video was released on 20th of April last year, 2022.
CBDCs can also simplify cross-border payments. This is the MCBDC design that's currently being implemented by Thailand, Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates, and China. And this diagram, which is adapted from Project Lithanon initiative at the Bank of Thailand, shows how a customer of a Thai bank might get a payment done to a customer of a Chinese bank by exchanging CBDCs in a special corridor for exchanging CBDCs of the two countries. And that, I'm not going to give you the details, but basically there's an exchange of CBDCs with some foreign exchange liquidity provision in this corridor. A lot of people, when they talk about cross-border payments with CBDCs, they're thinking of, China's ECNY CBDC circulating inside Thailand. Most cross-border CBDC payments will not be like that. They're not going to be one CBDC in one country, from one country circulating inside the payment system of another country. There'll be some of that, I imagine, but I think there's going to be international agreements by which at least the largest and most responsible central banks will, just as China's central bank has said, we will not be invading the monetary sovereignty of another country, doing currency substitution. That would be considered a very, very aggressive attack, effectively, on the monetary system of another country. Certainly the United States, I'm pretty confident, is not going to give people all over the world accounts in the US central bank, directly or indirectly. Now, there will be cross-border payments with CBDCs at some point, involving corridors like this one, or involving exchange of a CBDC at the border with a fiat currency in another domicile. But I don't think we're going to, except for a few exceptions or bad behavior, I don't think we're going to see CBDCs widely circulating in other countries. Dollarization is not going to be an accepted policy.
So before I finish off this video, first of all, I just want to show you the symbology that comes through these videos and these diagrams, because essentially here's the hexagon, right? So we know that the hex is in the currency and fiat monetary system. So you can see here it's managed by a bot. So he's saying that it's going to be difficult to have currency circulating in each country of another currency of another country circulating in the independent country and provide liquidity to that country using that foreign CBDC asset. But you can see this is all managed by artificial intelligence. It's going to be managed by artificial intelligence in the near future, and it's undoubtable that this is what will happen and unfold. So you can see the symbolism here in the image of that video. Let's go and check out the IMF blueprint CBDCs. So the IMF monetary policy. So guys, this video was
IMF official presence blueprint for cross-border CBDC. The organization wants to help cut the cost of cross-border transactions without abandoning compliance checks or capital controls, Tobias Adrian, director of IMF's Monetary and Capital Markets Department, said. New platforms for cross-border central bank digital currencies CBDCs could be more efficient and safe, while still ensuring countries can impose compliance checks and capital controls, an official from the International Monetary Fund said on Monday. Tobias Adrian, director of the IMF's Monetary and Capital Markets Department, reckons one global CBDC platform that will allow for capital controls could cut payment costs. But such a vision is a far cry from crypto enthusiasts' dream for decentralized financial systems. Our blueprint for a new class of platforms would enhance and ensure greater interoperability, efficiency, and safety in cross-border payments, as well as in domestic financial markets, Adrian said in a speech given in Rabat, Morocco. The cost, sluggishness, and opacity of cross-border payments comes from limited infrastructure.
Okay, so I'm not going to let that whole article play, but you guys can come over here and check it out if you would like. Then the one last article that I want to share with you guys quickly before I show you the charts is this article right here by John E. Deaton replying to Whale Chart. It has been the plan once they realized it was unlikely that they could kill all crypto and that it was a worldwide new asset class. So let us come over here.
Run the industry, if you will, and the hedge funds. And what I think what's happening is that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin is one of the few times in history where the individual kind of front run the industry, if you will, and the hedge funds. And personally, I think the Gensler's attack on crypto is to allow the hedge funds and the Wall Streeters to come in, crash the market. They come in and then
by the way, they do that with the stock market.
And what I think what's happening.
So isn't that interesting, right? Because at the moment, what we've been seeing is Fidelity, BlackRock. So the SEC filed lawsuits against Binance, Coinbase, and a whole bunch of others, crypto companies. And now all of a sudden, BlackRock, like 3 or 4 days later, applied for the ETF through Coinbase, which is the company that's being basically sued by the SEC. And then not only that, on top of it, Fidelity is coming in and looking at potentially buying Grayscale, which has something like plus minus more than 300,000 Bitcoin in the scale, and they make more than $350 million a year. What do you think is going on here, guys? This is what he just said. The front runners, you and I, got into Bitcoin long before these institutions could get into Bitcoin, and now that the SEC is coming in, BlackRock can see something that's happening, and that's exactly why they have now officially got themselves into the market, guys. Very, very interesting information that I've come across, but let's go and see quickly what's happening in the chart right here, because on the weekly time frame, the weekly is officially trying to pull back up above the 200 at the moment. It is holding strong in that area, in that position, but on the daily time frame, as you guys can see, like I said to you guys in my video yesterday, if you didn't go and watch that, please remember to go and watch these 2 videos here. I talk about that in there. But basically, I said to you guys, we're oversold in the overbought on the RSI. We're coming to a resistance level, and every single time we hit that resistance level, we were knocked down. So are the big boys going to bring the boat back for them down here where they can actually scoop up some more Bitcoin at the 20,000 level? I think that's a very high possibility at this point, and I don't want to cause FUD in the market, but for me it just seems like that, especially because we came to a heavy resistance level here and at this down sloping upward the top line on the channel, which tells me that there is huge correlation in all of this news that is coming out. So as much as the news is definitely bullish and it will help us at some point in the near future, yeah, we do know that the spot ETF will make Bitcoin price pump like crazy from BlackRock. But essentially, at the end of the day, like these guys are probably going to want to bring the price back here so that they can probably fetch some more of it. I would say at least to the 200 down here at about 23.5K. That is my level. I have said to you guys that is my level for a long time now. So for me, I would say that's the first level, and my second level would be down here at the 20,000 level. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share my channel.